Welcome to the PS5 Technical Presentation. I'm here with Isaac and Francesco. Hey guys.
Hey.
Hello there.
30 seconds until we get a new Sony console. Will probably not launch right away, but maybe in December, maybe for $5.99 or $6.99 with
Oh,
disc.
you're optimistic, are you?
Yeah, there was a leak of promotional material. I'm not sure if it's any valid, but we will see in 15 seconds.
Only 8 seconds now.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
ahead.
it jumps a little
We shall
bit.
see if it's actually worth it.
Yeah, it jumped a few seconds ahead on mine.
It hasn't started for me yet.
Well,
Welcome to Mark Cerny
ratings.
ASMR.
Pretends to be shocked.
Hi, I'm Mark Cerny. I'm excited to be here to talk about the newest
Everyone acts
addition to the
shocked.
console lineup, PlayStation 5 Pro, and how it advances gaming technology. But first,
So
I want
wait,
to
they
take
can't
just a
even
minute
like
to
start
look
this
at what
without
we
just
put
going,
in
the
the
PS5 so
original
good,
PlayStation
PS5 so
5
good.
and how it delivers.
Yeah, they just say,
exceptional
look,
gaming
PS5 Pro is real. This is what the PS5 does. Not even the PS5 Pro,
When
the
PS5
PS5.
debuted in 2020, it brought a lot to the table. 8 Zen 2 CPU cores form the brains of PlayStation 5.
There's a game that isn't even out yet.
Okay, but I don't care. Just tell me what the PS5 Pro
Character
does.
counts reaching
No, but they showed off the new Dynasty Warriors that isn't even out yet.
and frame rates that
like-
can be as high as 120 frames.
It just seems like such a
Oh,
weird
right, you
choice.
don't even need a PS5 Pro. Look at what the PS5 can do.
RDNA2 GPU.
Why are you even here? Go home.
That's
Intricate
PS4.
details to fantastic worlds with vast panoramas to explore. Ray tracing allows for dramatic visual improvements, including
Yeah, so the real question is, what are they going to try and
glass,
like? Because the assumption would be that all the games they're showing now will get some sort of update for
custom
Pro,
SSD
like.
load data at breathtaking
Higher resolution or
resulting
better
in
frame
ultra-
rate?
Yeah, well, I'd assume they'll pull what like if some games did, like some PS4 games did for the PS5, where they just like
and data
had
streaming
it combine
rates
both
so
like the
high that
performance
traversal
and
speeds
fidelity
are
modes
essentially
together,
unlimited.
so you just get both,
Right.
like the benefits of both. But
Tempest 3D audio tech brings an unparalleled sense of immersion to the sound of the
okay,
games.
come on, Mark, come on.
Audio so
Okay,
good
you
that
can't
you don't
run
even
long
need to
enough.
see the
Just
enemies
show us the
to know
PS5 Pro.
exactly where
This
they
video,
are.
this is 9 minutes, and like half of it's just going to be him going, "Why the
Finally,
PS5 so
DualSense
good?
controller
We
has
have no
haptics
games."
that
So.
let you feel through your hands what your character is
Do you
experiencing.
think it will bundle
inside
with the DualSense Edge controller?
It's
No,
wonderful to see such variety
'Cause I think it's so
and richness of
expensive.
game
Yeah.
experiences. Creators have made amazing use
Okay,
of
maybe
Well,
we're
they
actually
didn't
talking about
When I
PS5 Pro
talk to
now.
them, I do hear about their desire for more graphics performance. The dreams of the developers are bigger than can be supported at 60 frames per second.
Oh, yeah,
and
they're
that
totally
leads
gonna
to
do
an
it, huh?
aspect of modern gaming that we're all familiar with.
where it's
graphics
just
modes.
the Pro can just
Can be a
be the
difficult
best
choice
of
for
both, I
players.
guess.
I suppose, yeah.
Fidelity modes emphasize the visuals.
Definitely
typically
feels
through
like that's
higher
where they're
resolution
going if they're
rendering.
specifically highlighting that.
These
Yeah.
modes will
Yeah,
also have
yeah, they're totally gonna
enhanced
do this
detail
and-
or use more ray tracing.
Like now it
The
runs at
games
60
only run in
and
30 frames per second.
quality.
The visuals can be choppier and the controls less responsive.
I love how
Performance
to
modes
showcase
emphasize
this.
frame rate
They
and
are showing
interactivity,
PS4 games.
typically choosing to run
Only now
60
that's a
frames per
PS5 game.
mainly by reducing the graphical detail until those frame rates can be achieved.
Yeah.
When asked to
Okay,
decide
so
upon it,
I was pretty
players
much
are
right
choosing
then.
performance about
Yeah,
three-quarters of
they
the
did
time.
basically just said what I was
Making
saying.
that decision, or at least narrowing that divide, is one of the key targets for PlayStation 5 Pro.
It's probably the
We want to
smartest
give
way
players
of
the
going
graphics that the
about
game creators
this.
aspire to, at the high frame rates that players typically prefer. To do that, PS5 Pro substantially improves over PlayStation 5 in 3 ways. Here's what we call the Big 3. First, we made the GPU much larger and increased the speed of the memory it uses. The result is rendering that's up to 45% faster.
I maybe will if they
Second,
could just like
we
have a
made
mode where
major upgrades
they get rid of
to
ray
the
tracing still and have an even higher frame rate.
Yeah.
Just
do that instead.
of the rays.
I don't care about ray
I guess
tracing.
that's
like,
for fidelity mode.
Of PlayStation
Like,
5.
I just turned it off.
And finally, we added custom hardware for machine learning, and an AI library called PlayStation.
Well, the whole idea of this seems to be it's just like
PSSR for short.
it'll be the same options, but like on
PSSR
PS5 you just get
analyzes the
like
game images
an extra
pixel by pixel
do
and
both
can
option
add
or
an
whatever.
extraordinary amount of detail, which boosts the effective resolution of the games.
It should be kind of like FSR or DLSS on PCs.
Yeah,
Sounds like it.
market is
With the
Sony.
big three involved, the results can be pretty amazing. With graphics showing something like fidelity levels of detail.
The Last of Us Part
but
2
it's-
So
already
yeah,
made
the
a
idea
different...
should be higher
Here's The
graphics
Last
and
of Us
higher
Part
frame
2
rate as
running
well.
on PS5 Pro.
Like
It
as I was
has
saying,
huge
just
amounts of
do
detail
above
and
thing.
targets a super smooth 60
Yeah, there it
frames
is.
per second.
Well, it's just like they could show like
Let's compare this
the
to
performance
fidelity
mode of like the
PS5.
game.
And I want to
with this
remind you
picture
again,
anyway.
this is a PS4
And
game.
is therefore
Yeah,
much choppier.
that was the thing. There's barely a difference between the PS4 and PS5 versions. Anyway.
Okay, maybe this
Almost
one is a
fidelity
PS5
rate,
game, but
graphics,
still,
performance, frame rate.
it's not that
Has
different
been
from the
achieved for
PS4
a
game.
broad
Okay,
set of
that it is a real
including
PS5
Marvel's
game.
Spider-Man 2.
Well, it's just like showing this on YouTube doesn't even help anyway because it's
Yeah.
gonna butcher the quality
Yeah,
no matter
it's
what.
fake
Like,
on
We can
YouTube
see that
anyway. Like,
PS5 Pro is close to double
just
PlayStation 5.
computer effects, you know.
At least the stream is in
Another way to
4K.
compare two consoles is to look at the PS5 Pro versus performance mode on PS5, both of which target 60 frames per second. What we see here is a difference in detail.
If you say so,
PS5
buddy.
Pro is much sharper and crisper than
there
PS5.
definitely is a difference, but like,
For this,
especially
Yeah,
for people
but
that are only playing on
Is
smaller.
it worth buying it for like
Distant
$700?
details are much clearer.
This tiny teeny pixel.
And here
you can
we
see
can see
it's a bit
Marvel's
better.
Spider-Man 2 is noticeably
need-
Yeah,
higher
for
Like
most
each
people it
pixel.
probably won't be it. The problem's going to be if games specifically start, like, I'm looking at Square Enix here,
So
where if they're going
overall,
to specifically
some
target,
remarkable
like,
improvement.
the higher
I
end
mean,
hardware.
PS4 Pro,
Pro,
you,
we can see
some games
increased
even
sharpness
ran even worse on
or
PS4 Pro.
smoother and more responsive.
So
This
that's
is the
another
big
problem.
three
Like,
showing.
this is gonna be a niche console.
As you've been seeing,
So I'm not
machine
sure how many
learning
developers
via
will
the
actually
PSSR
target this
library
console.
is being used
Still the
quite
same old
broadly to add
CPU,
pixel
Zen
detail
2.
and boost frame rate.
Yeah.
But there is
Yeah,
many
just larger.
approaches as there are game engines. The increase in raw GPU power is being especially effective for Horizon Forbidden West. Apart from the detail boost, that extra graphics power is allowed.
So with the GPU, they jumped ahead 2 generations, but with the same CPU, that could be a bottleneck.
As well as
Probably.
the hair and the skin.
I mean, they
Yeah.
had to keep the price
Open
down
up, guys.
somehow.
Dwarf's orders.
And they had to
And they're still
keep
increasing
it,
it,
keep
so-
it compatible with the PS5 for developers,
Ray tracing
probably.
is finding broad usage as well, particularly when the games are focused on higher.
Remember
frame
when they
rates.
promised us
Faster
8K
hardware
graphics?
in PS5 Pro
Yeah.
can make a real
I think
I
they
wonder if
stopped
that
putting it on the
sticker is
boxes.
still
Yeah, they
on the
stopped
box,
putting
yeah.
it on the
Most
box.
episodes
Okay.
add ray traced reflections between
Still
the
on my
cars
box.
in gameplay.
Yeah,
While
mine
continuing
too.
to
Isn't there only
support
like a
targeted
single
60
game that can be played at 8K, or theoretically be played in 8K anyway? I forgot what it was.
Oh, are we getting ray tracing in Gran Turismo in gameplay, actually, not only in replays? That's quite cool.
Yeah, well, I'd imagine like
But also
stuff
for
like
further
that
realism in the cast.
is like the
But
main
why would you?
idea.
Wouldn't you play Gran
I
Turismo in
hope you've
performance
enjoyed
mode
this run
anyway?
through of the technology behind PlayStation.
Well,
5.
there is no performance mode then. It's
the most
only it's
powerful
60
console
FPS.
we've ever built, and a worthy addition to the PS5.
Yeah, I'd imagine the idea is they can get it to hit constant 60
Look at a number of games
even with ray tracing on.
Okay, let's see these bad boys. Show us those
Yeah,
lines.
there's the lines.
Show us those sexy lines. There they are.
And yeah, is it just
swipe
going to be the
station.
single model then?
Okay, the price. No, don't shut up there. What's the price? Tell us how much it costs.
Well, there's only like a minute left, so... Wait, why are they
Do
showing
this. You need to tell us how much it costs.
Well, the price is probably on the block then.
Gotta go on Twitter and just see the price right now. If they've uploaded everything early.
Close your eyes. It'll be worth it.
Okay.
Did I do it? Oh, what is this? What's with all the neon?
Yeah, it's just like showing like the highlight reel or whatever. It just feels so pointless on YouTube.
Yeah. What was the point? A simple blog post could have sufficed.
Yeah, well, I mean, the fact that this was like 9 minutes already kind of highlighted that it was probably going to be not much of anything. I think one of the games they just showed was The Last Descendant, which runs kind of terribly on console from what I remember. There was like a split second of dragging stuff onto there. Oh dear.
Oh, there we go. $799. Oh my god. Play has no limits except for your wallet.
PlayStation.
No, that's the thing. It was
Oh boy.
$699.
But 799 euros.
Yeah.
Wow. I expected like 750 at most,
I don't
but
see
800
this,
euros is a lot.
Selling. Because the thing with like the PlayStation 5 and now the Pro is obviously like you're getting like a better deal than like a comparable like PC, but it's like the cost of this is it's obviously high, but like I don't think you could get a PC of that level for that price too. But you're also losing all the benefits of having a PC. And like obviously it's not like the PlayStation 5 is getting that many exclusives, so
we don't see any disk drive on the picture, so it's probably without the disk drive. $699.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's 100 more than leaked, so the promotional material wasn't real.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The fact that it's like that, it's that much, and they don't even include a disk drive in it. Like,
do you know how much the disk drive is?
it's probably like I'd assume it's around like €50 or something. Knowing Sony,
I think
can
it's
tell you,
€120.
I'm chatting with a lot of friends right now, and everyone is saying,
Isn't it?
is Sony gone completely mad with this price? Like, everyone is laughing.
So you know,
None of my
like,
friends are accepting this.
like looking up the disk drive, and I can't even like. It doesn't even like seem to be on sale like anywhere.
Well, it's the disk drive for the PS5 Digital Edition consoles, right? So it's €120 on PlayStation Direct. Wow. Yeah, that's a pricey enthusiast machine there.
Yeah, it's looking like around. Yeah, it's looking £100 here. But like the thing is that disk drive. Well, I assume because like the Pro dimensions, I don't think are that different from the digital PS5. So I'd assume it'll still work. The current disk drive add-on. But yeah, that's bad.
If you really have to buy both separately and you're spending €920, it's quite a lot, yeah.
Yeah, that is like a hefty price. Yeah, they don't include the vertical. They couldn't even bother to include the vertical stand with it. They don't include the disk drive with it. They didn't have like some sort of big announcement to like justify it. Like they showed a PS5 port of a PS4 game that doesn't even look that different from playing the PS4 game on the PS5. Like I knew it was gonna be like kind of whatever anyway. And like I was saying, it's like for that price, while it is quite a bit higher, it's better than like a comparable system at that price, or like a comparable PC. But like, it's a very hard sell.
Yeah. Just to play Spider-Man 2 with ray tracing in 60 FPS.
Yeah, and like for a lot of people that aren't even playing it on like a massive like 4K TV anyway, like a lot of the benefits aren't even that good.
Right.
Like if you can play in fidelity at like 1440p or whatever, on performance at 1440p, like if you're not even using a big TV, the jump to 4K isn't even. It's like it's noticeable, but not enough. And like they specifically, one of the three things they mentioned that was getting improved was ray tracing, but it's like a lot of people would prefer, like they mentioned like 3/4 of people pick performance, so it's like 3/4 of people playing these games don't even use ray tracing anyway. So it's like, you can improve it, but like a lot of the time it's not worth the like frame rate cut, because it is always like a significant drop. It just seems a bit.
And if you have a modern TV and PS5, the base PS5 already supports VRR, so you can play games in 40 FPS in fidelity mode as well.
I think you can play in 40 if you have it doesn't have to be something that supports 120 FPS. Wasn't there some weirdness with that?
Yeah, 120 Hertz and VRR needs to be supported by a TV. Yeah. By most modern TVs, it's supported.
Yeah, I just use my my PC monitor. But again, that's the thing. It's like they're trying to like have like fidelity in 4K, blah blah blah. But like, I still think the better option is just stick to 1440p 60 FPS or higher. Like, I'm still thinking, like, they did all the improvements for ray tracing or whatever. Can they not, like, offer, like, 120 FPS now and just cut ray tracing out still? Like, again, it doesn't, for, like, most games, it doesn't offer enough for how badly performance is hit.
Right.
And obviously a lot of games just don't even have ray tracing anyway, so it's like one of the 3 things they've improved isn't even like relevant.
By the way, this is something they haven't mentioned on the stream, but I'm not seeing any optical drive on this console.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just seeing the image, there's no optical drive. So it's another thing you have to buy.
Yeah, it's 120 euro more. Yeah, it's 920 euro.
God.
Yeah. I also wonder how PSSR will work. Developers probably will have to put a lot of extra work into that to support that, just for the Pro, since the base console doesn't support it.
Looks like, yeah, the disk drive is back up again. Did they cut the price, or is it just the fact that it's more expensive in outside of the US?
What's the price in the UK?
I'm trying to find it. I can't see it on UK Amazon yet, but I just saw a post on Twitter where it's in stock in America and it's $80. It looks like it's the same model still.
So you can pre-order from September 26th and it will release on November 7th.
But yeah, no disk drive. No, like not even a stand. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And yeah, they increased the price of the controllers, but despite them seemingly not having any improvements, like, and the more expensive, like, PlayStation 5 controller still seems terrible because of the battery life not being any better. I think it's actually worse. Oh dear. But yeah, like the PS4 Pro was obviously like a niche one, but I feel like it still had a bit of a jump where it made sense to exist, whereas the PS5 Pro feels a bit too early and a bit too unnecessary, because the PS5 itself was already kind of like more than enough for like most people anyway. I don't know, it just seems a bit strange.
Yeah, PS4 Pro was $399.
Yeah, obviously, like, yeah, the price is getting higher and higher every time. It's like,
without including inflation, of course.
Yeah, but it's still like, it is pretty expensive. And obviously, the PS4 Pro still included a disc drive.
Right.
Like, the only way they could get away, like, they could soften the blow of that is if they somehow offered some sort of upgrade path for having a physical copy to get the digital versions, which they never do. But
they didn't announce how big the hard drive will be, so maybe it will be a bigger hard drive to compensate for the disc. The missing disc drive.
I'll be real with you. If it's anything,
2 terabyte,
I expect a terabyte and nothing more.
I'm checking the blog. They made a blog post. They're saying nothing about the.
They are indeed. Oh no! They do say, and surprisingly, it is a 2 terabyte hard drive.
Nice.
SSD rather.
Oh, all right. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I just
terabyte SSD, DualSense wireless controller, and a copy of Astos Playroom installed.
So
PS5 Pro is available as a diskless console with the option to purchase the current available disc drive. Oh my god! So let me put it straight. Like, the console already costs €800. The disc drive, I checked the price they're selling it for. It's €150 sold separately.
120, yeah.
Yeah, it's been slightly lower.
I either buy the regular console for like 550, but if you, at least on my Amazon, it's usually like
around 500
euros less, but whatever. Yeah. Let's say 550, okay? Or you just buy the optical drive for €950.
Right.
Are they fucking insane?
Yeah,
it's
and
almost €1,000.
And then it also wraps back around to what we were saying before, this thing where it's like the prices of the base ones already be increased in certain regions. So it's like, what is this like? I'm just checking out what the price is in Japan for this converted, because like that seems pretty rough. Yeah, like that's actually like the converting the Japanese price. It's actually cheaper slightly than the UK price. But yeah, like I forgot what they increased the price of the base version to. Because it's like
It was like 100 euros more or something like that. 100. I don't remember the exact price, but
No,
I remember it was a lot.
50 euro and 30 pounds. It was in August 2022 was the price hike.
In 2022, but they did another price hike. like
yeah,
a few
in
weeks
Japan
ago.
specifically,
Okay.
it got yeah, like around £170 more than like compared to
Wow.
like the original like price for it. It got like another like £70 increase, so it's like another big increase.
And for some reason, in
Thing is,
North
it's still
America, they
cheaper.
never changed the price for the disc edition.
Yeah, well, I'd imagine they're trying to target North America pretty heavily, which does seem to have worked out, considering what's going down with the Xbox half the time. Yeah, the thing with the Japanese price is it's still technically cheaper than the UK price, because, yeah, UK, and I think Europe, but, like, yeah, obviously with the weaker yen and stuff.
Right.
But, yeah, like, this is going to be a hard sell.
First the Portal and now this.
Yeah, the Portal already felt kind of unnecessary when
Yeah.
you could probably just buy a controller for your phone.
Right.
Or just use the DualSense on your phone because it's just streaming. Like, I think like the Portal, if it could at least do some stuff without streaming, or rather, if it could stream without needing to connect to a PS5 at all, like
Yeah, maybe people manage to hack it if they haven't and install
I think
some
some people are
emulators.
trying, but yeah, it's just a bit of a mess.
Yeah, maybe it means we get some of the technology in PS6 then, like PSSR. They're testing it out here.
Most likely, though. The question is, how far away would a PS6 even be?
2 years.
Like, I'm expecting it to not come out for a very long time now.
Yeah.
Like, I'd imagine that's probably going to be the idea behind the Pro, whereas there's just not going to be a PS6 for a very long time, and the Pro is just there as like this is what the base. This is what like the PS5 will end up being after a while. They'll just focus on the Pro. But yeah, I mean, like it's just weird to think about with the PS5 that's actually been out for a while now. Like, obviously not long enough for there to be in like a 6 or anything, but like it doesn't feel like it's been like over 3 years, like coming up to 4 years.
Right.
Like the next month, it's gonna have been 4 years, and it's just like, where? Like, it's so weird because like the PS4, I kind of had that feeling, but that was only really for like the first year or so. But it's still feeling like that with the PS5. Like, it doesn't really feel like much has happened yet.
Well, it took a while to actually start to take off and to sell consoles.
Well, kind of, but I think the reason for that feeling was it was actually selling really well. It's just they didn't have enough.
Right.
So they couldn't make enough for demand, but it was still selling higher than the PS4. But yeah, it's weird. I don't really see. I can't see this going that well because like, obviously, like with the PS4 Pro, it did okay, but like with the increased prices for the PS5 line of stuff, like I'd say for most people, especially if they obviously already have a PS5, it's hard to justify this in any way. The only way this could have worked really was if they had something new that they could show rather than just showing old stuff that like clearly justified this higher priced console.
Sure.
But like, yeah, their main like thing they showed, like they spent half the time talking about the regular PS5, and then one of their main comparison points was a port of a PS4 game. Like, it was very weird. Like it just, yeah.
I wonder
It
if
just
they will
seems-
change the pricing depending on the feedback as well.
I don't see it. happening.
I don't think Sony will change it. We just have to count on discounts. Let's hope. For my understanding, let's hope players don't actually buy this. This is something that shouldn't be encouraged. Like they're just
It's one of those things where like
they're just trying to squeeze the players for as much as they can. What's the reason for this?
well, so like a lot of the time, you see people like going like, "Don't buy this, don't encourage them," and it's like people still do. But I feel like in this case, with just the relative costs of everything, people are just not gonna.
I'm hoping it's gonna be like a PlayStation VR 2. That thing was a massive flop, especially big for its price. Maybe the same thing will happen here.
Well,
I mean, it costs like double the regular PS5.
Yeah.
Are they crazy?
yeah, I could like. I think it'll probably sell more than the PSVR 2, but like, yeah, it is a bit of a hard sell. And again, sure, for the price, you probably can't get a PC that does what the PS5 Pro can do. But at the same time, you'd probably still be better off saving that money and putting it towards a PC. Like,
Yeah, the
like,
CPU is on a level like a Ryzen 3000, which has been some years. I think 5 years since that launched.
yeah, it's like,
And the GPU should be like an RX 7700 XT, which is
it's
not
like,
bad, but it's not the best
it's
GPU
definitely
ever.
mismatched, yeah, like this. But I mean, that's sort of console hardware in general being like all over the place when it comes to like power.
Yeah.
But yeah, the CPU definitely could be an issue. But yeah, console hardware is a different beast from PC, really. But yeah, it's just it's weird. Like I don't see this ending particularly
It has
well.
to flop. Come on.
It has to be at least discounted by 100 euro, if not 200.
Even that
It
won't
will probably
be enough.
will in the holiday during holidays maybe.
It just, yeah, like the only way I could end up seeing myself getting one of these is if I somehow managed to find one for half the price. Like that's basically it. But it's so, oh god, are they really pulling that stuff again where they go, yeah, there's 8K gaming supported, 8K supported, guys, for real this time.
No, I don't
I'm reading
think so.
a comment like, let's say, it ended so abruptly after the price review. Like, they just blew a flashbang and they ran off.
Just ran away.
Like, oh, here's the price, bye!
But yeah, they actually are trying to. They are trying to pull the whole like 8K gaming supported
Oh,
thing
no.
still. I know. Here's the thing: it's definitely more believable for this, but at the same time, who cares? Like 8K is irrelevant. 4K is still like an issue in a lot of games. Like trying to get 4K 60, like the
Right.
Pro might hit that, but what's the point in 8K? Like, just shut up. I guess it's just there as a
may
gimmick still.
iron out some of the stuff we see at launch with games. By default, would be nice. But you could expect that for that price also. That games actually run well.
Well, they're mentioning like for some of the games, like I can't remember if it was shown during like the, because they showed off a ton of stuff very, very briefly. But like Alan Wake 2 is one of the games that's gonna get PS5 Pro support and stuff like that. I do know, like the first.
Yeah, they showed it for 5 seconds. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm.
they
'Cause I can't
concentrated on
remember.
old games mostly, yeah, or previous gen games even.
Yeah, that was what's so weird about it. But I'm assuming the reason for that is most of these games that are getting PS5 Pro support aren't ready to show off anything for it.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
they had to show. But like the fact that they spent so much time talking about the big regular PS5, and then their main comparison point was Last of Us Part 2 remastered. Like of all the games, people were already like, there's barely enough difference between this and just playing the PS4 version. So to like use that as their main comparison point, and like obviously on YouTube where the quality is getting obliterated anyway, like it was so weird. Like
Yeah, and Horizon Forbidden West, I think it's on PC already or coming soon to PC. I'm not quite sure.
It's coming soon.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know
it
the
probably
release
looks
date,
similar
but it's-
or even better on PC, I would imagine.
Well, that's the thing. Even with the PS5 Pro, it'll always, unless they destroyed the port, which I mean, obviously the first game had a bit of a weird port, but I don't think they'll repeat it again. But it's like there'll always be higher highs on the PC, but obviously there's the actual cost to have a PC that can run it better than a Pro. But yeah, like 4K ray tracing, like how many people actually care about running stuff at 4K with ray tracing? Like,
well, I like it since I have a 4070, and I'm interested in trying it out. Like, but yeah, I wouldn't spend 920 euro.
That's the thing.
On it.
It's like it's nice, but like they that's the stupidest part about all this. They specifically said 3/4 of people are picking the performance mode over fidelity. So like people, but these people aren't going to be spending such an insane price to get that, like get better like resolutions with the same performance. Like
just improve the performance modes of games.
It's like them basically admitting, oh yeah, like most people don't even care about this anyway. Because like again, getting the best of both worlds is nice. It's not spending like that amount of money nice though. Because with how the PS5 is, it's like it's not like the regular PS5 is going to stop existing.
Yeah.
And like outside of some games, most the base PS5 is going to be like the main thing they're aiming for anyway.
Like unless the PS5 Pro like dominates the market, developers will target the PS5.
Yeah, like
it's not a Series S X thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like even then, the Series S is the console that sells best, so they try to make them work. But it's obviously for parity. It's obviously target for Series X because Series S has a lot of issues. But
yeah, it's just
they still run. That's what the point I'm trying to make. So if the Series S still runs games despite all that, why should PS5 be worried?
I think the visual difference is much different from those two different consoles.
You just get some. Hey, you want to see the window in the Spider-Man game? Now you can. This is exactly what the PS5 Pro showed us.
Yeah, I really wasn't impressed by the ray tracing of Spider-Man 2, so it's not really a great showcase. But yeah, that is it. Let's look forward to in 16 days we can pre-order it. Yay!
And the disk drive we can get that as well as extra. Yeah.
They will probably reduce it further in price, I would imagine.
No, I don't expect them to. Like they've already reduced it a bit. It's still really high, but it's already lower than it was. So it's like I just like obviously it's going to be an enthusiast thing. It's going to be niche. But it's just like, is it even going to like sell enough to justify its existence? Like, it just seems so pointless.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure retailers will reduce the price quite significantly.
I think they just won't stock that much of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Rather than like having to order a bunch and then reduce the price, I think they just won't.
Or it will be a PlayStation Direct only thing, so you can't get any discounts.
Yeah,
but,
that's the thing. It's
they
like
wouldn't sell it out then.
I just don't. Yeah, I just don't expect it to do particularly well. And like, obviously, they're going to be taking that into account anyway. But I think it'll still.
Some people will buy it. I just don't know how many.
People are going to buy it. Obviously, you're going to have a bunch of like anybody that's like obviously.
My only hope is that there's a precedent of the PlayStation VR 2. So I'm hoping players will just like, no, you can keep it at that price.
And the fact that they didn't even mention it, I don't expect any major improvements on PSVR 2 with that console.
Yeah. The fact they're making it compatible with PC means they completely gave up on it.
Yeah, because they mention in the blog post that the Pro's compatible with all like the existing stuff, which they include PSVR 2 in that. But yeah,
I mean, it's a PS5. I would be surprised if it wasn't compatible.
Yeah, it's just, it's so weird. Like, I don't really see this going anywhere. It feels very pointless. Like, I imagine some developers will like try and support it in the sense that they'll just do like the easy way out of like having it just be like, oh, if you play on Pro, you just get a higher resolution version of the like fidelity mode or whatever. Like. Of the performance mode, rather. Like, I don't really see. There's not really that much reason to support it that heavily. Yeah, it's just odd. It really does feel like PS3 era Sony again.
Well, since this is specifically called technical presentation, I think there may be a games showcase coming up for the console launches. So they really show the difference.
I would expect them to have an actual like proper showcase of the differences of all like those games that are going to be supported. And I'd assume the reason they didn't do that is just because
the games aren't ready yet.
Stuff wasn't ready. Yeah. Even the first party, I'd imagine only like a couple things were. It just the fact that they picked Last of Us Part 2 is so stupid. Like of all the things to like highlight. And again, for a 9-minute video, for like 4 of those minutes being just talking about the regular PS5, like, oh dear.
I'm just glad they didn't spoil me for part 2 because I haven't finished it yet. But yeah, now I kind of want to play it again. So at least they achieved that.
Yeah, very, very weird.
Yeah. All right, so let's see where this goes.
Yeah, I would expect some sort of game stream at some point before this comes out. But yeah, I don't really have high expectations of anything related to the Pro.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I'm eager to test it out to see what the differences are. So if we do get PS5 Pro, the very slim
I think
chance.
I'll just watch it in the shops boxed. I'll just wave it by and just buy another console, I guess.
Yeah, so yeah, let's see where this goes. Thank you for joining us, and see you next time.
See ya.
See ya.